If you want to use the robot for packaging, you can use the Pallet Wizard. Instead of teaching the robot how to place every single workpiece on a pallet, you can teach it how to place one workpiece and input the number of workpieces. The robot will automatically place all workpieces on the pallet in a pattern defined by the operator. In this module, you will learn how to use the Pallet Wizard to place workpieces from the conveyor on the pallet. We will reuse the pick part pattern of the program you created in a previous module and insert the pallet structure below. Click the Wizards tab and the Pallet button. The pallet structure is now inserted in the program tree and the Command tab. Here, you select the pattern you want to use. You will be placing workpieces on a pallet in a single layer, so select the square pattern. When you select the square pattern, 4 corner positions are inserted in the pattern folder. You teach the robot where the 4 corner positions are located and how many workpieces the pallet holds. Start by counting the number of workpieces from point 1 to point 2 and click the Teach pendant icon. Enter the number of workpieces in the upper field and click the Teach pendant icon. Next, count the number of workpieces from point 2 to point 3 and click the Teach pendant icon. Enter the number of workpieces in the second field and then click outside the field. The next step is to teach the robot where the 4 corner positions are located on the pallet. Click first corner 1 in the program tree and specify the position. The robot will start filling the pallet from first corner towards the second corner. Position the robot holding the workpiece on the first corner position of the pallet and then click the Teach pendant icon. Click OK to save the first corner position. Next, click second corner 1 and specify the position. Move the robot and workpiece to the second corner position and click the Teach pendant icon. Click OK to save the second corner position. Click third corner 1 and specify the position. Move the robot and the workpiece to the third corner position and click the Teach pendant icon. Click OK to save the third corner position. Finally, click fourth corner 1 and specify the position. Move the robot and workpiece to the fourth corner position and click the Teach pendant icon. Click OK to save the fourth corner position. Now the robot knows the dimensions of the pallet and how many workpieces it holds. Click the Graphics tab. Here you can visually check that the pattern is set up correctly. Next, you have to set up the waypoints the robot uses to place a workpiece. This sequence consists of 3 waypoints: Approach 1, Pattern Point 1, and Exit 1. Approach 1 is the waypoint the robot moves to right before placing the workpiece. The approach point determines from which direction the robot approaches the place position, from the side, directly from above, or, in this case, diagonally. From the approach point, the robot moves to Pattern Point 1, which is the workpiece's position on the pallet. Exit 1 is the waypoint the robot moves to after placing the workpiece. Exit also determines how the robot exits the place position, upwards, to the side, or diagonally. To set the approach point, click the Command tab and Approach 1 in the program tree. Then set this waypoint. The approach position is the waypoint the robot moves to right before placing the workpiece. Here, the workpieces are packed tightly together. So to avoid collision, it's important that the workpiece is moved in from the side and not directly from above. To do this, the approach point is placed above and slightly offset from the drop-off point. Drag the robot to the approach point and afterwards click the Teach Pendant icon. Click OK to save the approach point. Next step is to teach pattern point 1, which is where the first workpiece is placed. Click pattern point 1 and set this waypoint. Move the robot and workpiece to the place position and then click the Teach Pendant icon. Click OK to save pattern point 1. Now the workpiece is in the correct position. The next step is to release it. In the program tree, click the Set command below pattern point 1. Select Set Digital Output and select Gripper in the first drop-down menu. Low in the second drop-down menu means the gripper releases the workpiece. When the robot places the workpiece, the payload changes, so you need to set a new payload. Click the checkbox Set the Total Payload to and enter 0.6 in the field. Then click the last wait command in the program tree. The robot needs a little time to release the workpiece. Select Wait 0.01 seconds and set it to 1 second. The last thing to do is to teach how the robot exits the position after placing a workpiece. Click Exit 1 in the program tree and set this waypoint. Move the robot to the exit point and then click the Teach Pendant icon. Click OK to save the exit point. The sequence you have just created will be repeated by the robot at every position on the pallet. When the pallet is full, the robot will automatically start the program over again. To make sure the full pallet is replaced with an empty one, you can add commands that stop the program when the pallet is full and notifies the operator to replace the pallet. The first command to add is a loop. Click Robot Program in the Program tree and the Structure tab. Then the Advanced tab. Click the Loop button. The loop command is inserted in the program tree. The way a loop works is by repeating the program code placed inside it, either a specific number of times or as long as a condition is true. Here, you will place both the pick part and the pallet part inside the loop, and then configure it to loop 12 times, which is equal to the number of workpieces on the pallet. Select the loop 0 time. Set the loop to 12 times, which is equal to the number of workpieces. Now, move the existing program code into the loop. Click the Structure tab and the Pick folder in the program tree. Then click the Cut button and the empty field below the loop command. Click the Paste button to insert. Next, click the pallet structure and Cut. Click the Pick folder and Paste. Now the code inside the loop will be repeated 12 times. The last thing to do is add a pop-up that informs the operator to replace the full pallet with an empty one. Click the Loop command at the top of the program tree and the Pop-up button. Then the Command tab. In the white field, type in a message instructing the operator to replace the pallet. When the robot has filled the pallet, the program stops, and this message is displayed on the Teach pendant. Click OK to close the pop-up. The program is ready to run. Click the Play button to start it. The pop-up for the operator is now displayed on the Teach pendant. Pick up the palette and drop it on the outline. Place the new palette on the table. Click Continue to resume the program.